You loved her. You gave her your loyalty, your devotion, and your time, but she chose someone else. That betrayal burns. It makes you question your worth, your purpose, and everything you believed about love. But what if I told you that losing her wasn't your failure? It was your freedom. If you're ready to discover why this heartbreak is the key to unleashing your power as a man, then watch till the end, because you're not just here to survive. You're here to win. I know it hurts. It's painful to see someone you invested so much in walk away like you were nothing. It feels like she ripped your heart out and didn't even care to look back. But I need you to hear me clearly. This moment isn't the end of your story. It's the moment you redefine who you are as a man. And that starts with understanding exactly why she left and how you're about to become the man she regrets losing. So buckle in, because this is where you take back control. And if you're committed to watching this transformation till the end, drop a comment below that says, "I won't be broken." Number 1. Why she chose him. She didn't choose him because he's better than you. Let that sink in. You're replaying the breakup in your head, wondering where you went wrong, trying to pinpoint the moment she slipped away. You're torturing yourself with questions. Was it something you said? Did you stop being romantic enough? Were you not attentive enough? Stop. None of that matters. It's not about what you did or didn't do. It's about how she perceived you and the emotions you triggered or failed to trigger. Women don't leave because you treated them badly. In fact, most of the time, they leave the guys who treated them the best. Think about that contradiction. They leave the men who loved them, listened to them, supported them, and wanted to build a future. Why? Because to her, that man no longer sparked her excitement. And excitement is what drives her, not loyalty. Women are hardwired to seek the man who represents progress, ambition, and dominance in her world. Hypergamy isn't just some term thrown around. It's real, and you've seen it in action. You know the woman who was happy with her boyfriend until she met a man who was stronger, more ambitious, or more confident, and suddenly her loyalty faded like smoke. Women don't want to feel safe. They want to feel desire, adventure, and progress. The man she left you for might not even be better on paper. He could be less successful, less educated, or even less attractive. But he made her feel something you didn't: uncertainty, unpredictability. He represented a challenge, and women are drawn to the thrill of a challenge. When you become predictable, she starts losing interest. When she can predict every move you'll make, every text you'll send, and every way you'll react, her mind starts wandering. Women are emotional creatures, and emotions thrive on the unknown. She doesn't want a man she's already figured out. She wants the mystery, the tension, the excitement of not knowing what you'll do next. The moment she can predict you, she sees you as a solved puzzle, and the emotional thrill is gone. And when that thrill is gone, she starts looking elsewhere. Think about this. Did you ever feel her pulling away before she actually left? The signs were there. She stopped responding with enthusiasm. Her compliments became fewer, her texts got shorter, and her excuses piled up. That wasn't an accident. It was her emotional detachment process in action. But it wasn't necessarily because you weren't good enough. It was because to her, you became routine. A relationship to her is only as valuable as the emotions it evokes. She doesn't think like you, and that's where most men get it wrong. You're thinking, but I was always there for her. I showed her stability. I gave her everything. Exactly. You gave her everything, and that's why she left. When a woman feels she already has everything from you, there's nothing left to chase. And women love the chase just as much as men do, if not more. Think back to the honeymoon phase, when things were exciting and fresh. What was different back then? You weren't texting her constantly, you weren't always available, and you weren't predictable. When she didn't know how you felt about her, she was dying to find out. When she wasn't sure what you were thinking, she was obsessed with getting your attention. But once you gave her your complete emotional availability, once she could predict how you'd react to everything, that obsession faded. This isn't about you being a bad guy or her being a bad person. It's about biology and how attraction works. She left you for another man because, in her mind, that man represented an emotional upgrade. You need to understand this. Women don't love like men. They don't love logically. A man can stay in love with a woman for years, even when the excitement fades, because his love is based on commitment and logic. But a woman's love is tied to how she feels in the moment. That's why you'll see a woman who was madly in love suddenly lose all affection when her emotions shift. You can't logic your way into her heart because her heart doesn't respond to logic. It responds to the environment you create. And when that environment stops being exciting, she'll look for one that is. The man she left you for likely did one thing right. He didn't give her complete emotional availability. He kept her guessing. Maybe he wasn't as attentive, maybe he had other women chasing him, or maybe he just exuded the kind of confidence that said, "I don't need you." That's what turns her on, men who aren't seeking her approval. When you understand that women are attracted to emotional tension, you'll stop chasing her and start creating that tension naturally. Stop trying to be the perfect boyfriend and start being the man who knows his worth, with or without her. The moment you stop needing her validation, she'll feel the difference. And when she feels it, she'll start questioning if leaving you was the right choice. But by then, you won't care because you'll be too busy improving yourself. Number 2, love is not loyalty, it's emotion. Men are sold a lie about love. You're told to be the nice guy, the provider, the emotional crutch she can lean on. But that's not what keeps her. Love isn't loyalty to her. It's the high she feels when she's emotionally stimulated. And that's why men who give everything often lose everything. Think about it. You've seen the guy who's loyal to his girlfriend, who never cheats, never disrespects her, and does everything right. And what happens? She leaves him for a man who barely gives her attention. The reason is simple. Women crave emotional excitement, not emotional stability. You've probably been told that women want a man who listens, understands, and puts them first. But in reality, when you put her on a pedestal, she looks down on you. The man who makes her feel alive is the man she chases, not the man who caters to her every whim. Women want the man who leads, not the man who follows. The problem is, most men have been programmed to believe that the more you give, the more she'll love you. But women don't fall in love through giving. They fall in love through earning. When she has to work to get your attention, when she's not sure where she stands with you, that's when she's hooked. Women are emotional, not logical. They don't analyze your good deeds and think, "He's done so much for me, I should stay." They think, "How does he make me feel right now?" If you're always available, always catering to her, she'll feel smothered. But when you maintain your independence and focus on your purpose, she'll feel intrigued. The men who understand this rule dominate relationships because they aren't seeking validation. They're living their lives, and women naturally gravitate toward them. When you give her everything, you eliminate the tension that keeps attraction alive. She stops seeing you as a man she has to win over and starts seeing you as a man she can control. And women don't respect men they can control. They may stay for a while out of convenience, but they won't desire you. To keep her desire, you have to be the man who can walk away. Women test men constantly, and when you fail those tests by chasing her, apologizing unnecessarily, or compromising your boundaries, she loses respect for you. Women are attracted to strength. They want to know that even if they walk away, you'll be fine. And that's the mindset you need to cultivate. The red pill reality is this. Women don't want to be your purpose. They want to follow a man who has a purpose. If you've made her the center of your world, you've already lost. A man who knows his worth doesn't need her validation. He builds himself, and she either keeps up or gets left behind. When she feels that you're focused on your mission, not her, she'll respect you. And respect is the foundation of attraction. Number 3, stop chasing, start winning. You've been conditioned to believe that chasing a woman proves your love, that persistence will win her back. But let me hit you with reality. Chasing doesn't make her see your worth. It makes her see your desperation. Every call you make, every late-night text asking why she left, every social media post designed to get her attention is killing what little attraction she might still have left for you. Chasing is a trap, and most men fall into it because they don't understand female psychology. The moment you start chasing her is the moment she feels she made the right choice leaving you. Women are naturally drawn to men who are hard to obtain. The reason she's not responding to your texts isn't because she's busy or confused. It's because you've already given her everything she needs to know. When you chase, you tell her she's more valuable than you, that your life revolves around her, and that without her, you're lost. And nothing dries up a woman's desire faster than a man who puts her on a pedestal. Think about this. Have you ever wondered why women tend to fall for the guy who barely pays them attention? It's not because he's better looking or more successful. It's because he knows how to be scarce. Scarcity creates value. When you're always available, always texting, always reacting, you become predictable. Predictability kills attraction. Women crave emotional highs, the thrill of uncertainty. The man who gives her space to wonder, who doesn't respond instantly, who keeps her guessing, becomes the man she can't get out of her head. When she knows she has you, she'll test you. She'll leave subtle clues, ignoring your messages, delaying her replies, or even flirting with someone else to see how you react. The weak man panics. Double texts, he calls, he asks her what's wrong, trying to fix something that isn't even broken. But the man who wins knows better. He doesn't chase, he doesn't react, he lets her wonder. And in that silence, he becomes more powerful than any words he could say. Imagine this. You stop texting her. No calls, no "I miss you" messages, no late-night thinking of you posts on social media. At first, she'll think you're sulking, waiting for her to reach out. But as days turn into weeks, and you remain silent, something shifts. She'll start to wonder if you've moved on, and that's when curiosity takes over. Because while she's used to men falling apart when she leaves, you're showing her something different. You're showing her that you're a man in control. Control is the key to winning. When you stop chasing her, you take back the power she had over you. The no-contact rule isn't just a trick to make her miss you. It's a discipline that forces you to prioritize yourself. During this time, you're not sitting around waiting for her to notice your absence. You're using that time to become better. You're in the gym building a body that turns heads, not just for revenge, but because you understand that physical discipline reflects mental discipline. You're focusing on your career, your hobbies, your growth, because a man with purpose is a man who doesn't need validation from anyone, let alone a woman who left him. Here's the twist. When you stop chasing her, you actually trigger the emotional response you've been seeking. Women are wired to want what they can't have. The moment she realizes you're not waiting for her call, not checking her social media, not craving her attention, she'll start to feel the loss. She'll question why you're not reacting like every other man she's left. And that's when the tables turn. She'll start to wonder if she misjudged you, if you were more valuable than she thought. But by then, you won't care. Because winning isn't about getting her back. It's about becoming so valuable that she regrets leaving. Stop chasing the woman who left you and start chasing the man you're meant to be. The man who walks into a room and commands attention without saying a word. The man who doesn't beg for love because he knows he's the prize. The man who focuses on his mission, his growth, and his success, knowing that women will naturally be drawn to him as a result. When you become that man, you won't have to chase women. They'll chase you. And the woman who left, she'll be the one chasing hardest, haunted by the thought that she gave up on the best version of you. Chasing her is a losing game. Every time you run after her, you're running away from your own growth. But when you stop, when you turn your focus inward, you unlock a power that most men will never understand. The power of self-mastery, the power of becoming untouchable. She left you because she thought you needed her. Prove her wrong by showing her that you never did. When you're thriving, when your life is full, when your success speaks louder than any message you could send, she'll feel the weight of her mistake, and you'll be too busy winning to care. Don't send that text. Don't check her stories. Don't give her the satisfaction of knowing she still occupies your mind. The man who wins is the man who walks away without looking back, who lets his actions do the talking. You don't need to convince her of your worth. Your transformation will do that for you. And by the time she realizes what she lost, you'll be with someone who sees your value without needing to leave first. The hardest thing for a man to do is let go of someone he thought he couldn't live without. The most powerful thing a man can do is let go and rebuild. Because when you stop chasing her, you start winning everything else. Your confidence, your purpose, your future. Let her regret leaving you, but don't make her your goal. Make success your goal. Make greatness your goal. The right woman won't need you to chase her because she'll recognize your worth from the start. And when that happens, you'll realize that the woman who left wasn't a loss. She was the lesson you needed to become the man you were always meant to be. Number 4, rebuild, don't dwell. It's over, and it hurts like hell. You wake up, and the emptiness hits like a truck. You check your phone, nothing. She's moved on, and you're stuck in the same loop, wondering where you went wrong. That pain, that hollow ache in your chest, is the same thing that breaks most men. They fall into the trap of self-pity. They sit on their beds, scrolling through photos of her, hoping she'll text, drowning in memories of what was. But let me tell you this. No woman ever regrets leaving the man who stayed stuck. She regrets leaving the man who used that pain as the starting point of his transformation. Think about it. Right now, she expects you to crumble. She expects you to fall apart, cry into your pillow, and binge-watch movies while eating junk food. That's what most men do. But you're not most men. You're about to rebuild, and you're about to do it so well that she won't recognize you when she sees you again. The gym is your sanctuary now, not because you want revenge, but because building discipline rewires your mind. Every rep, every drop of sweat, every ache in your muscles isn't just making you stronger physically. It's killing the weak version of you who used to beg for her love. The man who cried over her is gone. Every time you think of her, use that energy to push harder. When you feel the sting of rejection, add another set. You don't leave the gym until the pain of heartbreak is replaced by the pain of growth. You don't stop until your reflection in the mirror makes you proud, until you know that the next time she sees you, she'll wish she hadn't walked away. Success is another weapon in your arsenal. While she's out with the new guy, thinking you're broken, you'll be building something real. Maybe you've been procrastinating on your dreams, waiting for the right time. Well, this is the time. Start that business. Focus on that career. Build something that makes her name irrelevant, because you'll have something bigger to chase, your purpose. You win when your goals become bigger than your heartbreak. And don't forget to level up mentally. Read books, consume knowledge, surround yourself with people who push you to be better. Women are naturally drawn to men who are constantly growing. They don't want a man who stays stagnant, who wallows in self-pity. They want a man who's so focused on his future that he doesn't have time to look back. That's the man they can't forget. That's the man they regret leaving. Women test you, whether they realize it or not. They want to know if you'll break when they walk away. If you fall apart, you confirm their decision to leave. But when you rise, when you improve every area of your life without them, they can't help but feel it. And that's when the regret starts creeping in. Because while they were busy chasing temporary excitement, you were building long-term success. Imagine her scrolling through social media, seeing you on vacation with friends, in the best shape of your life, thriving in your career. That's the moment she'll pause and wonder, what did I give up? But by the time she realizes it, you'll be so far ahead that her opinion won't matter anymore. Stop thinking that rebuilding is about making her regret leaving you. Rebuilding is about making yourself so valuable that she's just a small chapter in your story. Every successful man has a moment where heartbreak became his greatest motivation. Don't be the man who breaks down, be the man who breaks records. Every morning when you wake up and feel the pain, use it. Because if you're not getting better, you're getting worse. And the only way to win is to make sure that when she sees you next, she doesn't see the man she left. She sees the man she can never have again. Number 5. Power through detachment. The most powerful decision you will ever make as a man is detaching from the need for her approval. That decision will set you free. When she left, she expected you to break, to crumble, to drown in your emotions. She was waiting for that desperate text message, "I miss you." She expected you to check her Instagram, stalk her stories, and wonder if the new guy is treating her better. Women are wired to test a man's emotional resilience, and when you react exactly how she expects, she wins. But the man who doesn't react, who remains silent and unshaken, becomes the man who haunts her thoughts. Silence isn't just golden, it's a weapon. When you master detachment, you leave her in emotional chaos, because women don't handle uncertainty well. The man who doesn't chase creates tension, and tension triggers attraction. Think about this. When you were first dating her, what was her biggest concern? Whether you liked her as much as she liked you. She spent time analyzing your texts, reading into every word, wondering when you'd ask her out again. That tension fueled her desire. But as soon as you gave her full emotional availability, the tension disappeared. She stopped wondering, and the excitement faded. Women need uncertainty to feel attraction. That's why detachment is the ultimate power play. Detachment doesn't mean you don't care. It means you value yourself enough to let go of anyone who doesn't see your worth. And the irony is, when you let go, she starts chasing you. The man who detaches controls the dynamic of the relationship. He sets the pace because he's not seeking her validation. Women are attracted to men who are hard to pin down, who live on their terms. When you're constantly available, constantly texting, and constantly checking in, she knows she's the center of your world. But when you're focused on your purpose, building your body, your career, and your life, she starts wondering why you're so calm. She starts questioning if she's still as important as she once was. That's where the power of detachment lies. It flips the script. Have you ever noticed how women always seem to come back when you stop caring? It's not magic, it's biology. Women are emotional creatures driven by curiosity and desire. The moment you detach, her mind starts playing tricks on her. She wonders why you aren't broken. She questions if you've met someone else. She starts stalking your social media, hoping to catch glimpses of your new life. And when she sees you thriving, hitting the gym, hanging out with friends, posting pictures of your achievements, that's when the regret kicks in. But you won't care, because you'll already be too far ahead. Detachment is attractive because it shows self-respect. Women are drawn to men who don't depend on them emotionally. The moment you become dependent, you lose your power. But when you're detached, she knows you're not afraid to walk away. That's the kind of man she can't forget. The man who doesn't beg, doesn't plead, and doesn't need her to feel complete. Women crave strength, and detachment is the ultimate display of strength. It tells her, "I'm fine without you," and that drives her crazy. You've seen this play out before. The guy who was heartbroken and obsessively tried to get his ex back never succeeded. But the guy who said, "I'm done," and walked away is the one who had her calling him at midnight, asking if they could talk. Women are wired to chase men who aren't easily available. When you master detachment, you're no longer the guy sending late-night texts or double-checking if she's online. You're the man who disappears and focuses on winning in every area of life. That's what makes her come back. But by then, you won't be interested. Detachment isn't just about winning her back, it's about winning yourself back. When you detach, you stop making decisions based on how she might feel. You stop rearranging your life to accommodate her needs. Instead, you prioritize yourself. You set boundaries and enforce them without hesitation. Women respect boundaries. If you've ever wondered why she tested you so much during the relationship, it's because she wanted to see if you'd break. But when you're detached, you don't bend. You don't compromise your values just to keep her happy, and that's what drives her wild, knowing she can't control you. Detachment also means embracing the power of mystery. When she doesn't know what you're thinking or feeling, she becomes obsessed with figuring it out. Women can't resist a mystery. The man who keeps her guessing keeps her interested. When you're detached, you don't overshare. You don't give her access to every thought and emotion. Instead, you give her just enough to spark curiosity and leave her wanting more. And the less she knows, the more she chases. If you're serious about mastering detachment, start by cutting off all unnecessary contact. No texts, no calls, no checking her social media. This isn't about punishing her. It's about giving yourself the space to grow. While she's wondering if you're okay, you'll be in the gym, building the body she'll regret leaving. While she's posting pictures to make you jealous, you'll be leveling up financially and mentally. And when she finally reaches out, it won't be because she misses you. It'll be because she can't understand how you're thriving without her. Number 6. Why she'll regret leaving you. She left because she thought the grass was greener. Women are emotional beings, and in the heat of the moment, they believe that their decision is final. But emotions fade. The honeymoon phase she's having with the new guy won't last forever. Eventually, reality sets in, and when that happens, she'll start comparing. And trust me, she'll compare you to him. At first, she'll convince herself that she made the right choice, but it only takes one glance at you, thriving, confident, and completely detached, for her to start questioning everything. Women regret leaving men who level up. They don't regret leaving the guy who begs for closure. The more you chase, the more you kill her attraction. The moment you stop chasing, you flip the power dynamic. She starts wondering why you're so calm, why you didn't fight for her like she expected. Women are driven by curiosity, and when you leave them wondering, you become unforgettable. Think about how attraction works. Women are turned on by men who are dominant, not just in the bedroom, but in life. They crave a man who knows what he wants and doesn't compromise his values to please others. When she sees you living your best life without her, it triggers something deep in her psychology. She starts thinking, "Did I make a mistake?" And the answer will haunt her because you'll be the man she let slip away. She left you because she thought you were the same man she had grown used to. What she doesn't know is that her leaving was the catalyst for your transformation. By the time she figures it out, you'll be a different man. The version of you that she knew is dead, and in his place is a man who knows his worth, a man who doesn't need her approval to feel validated. When she regrets leaving, it won't just be because of your success or your new physique. It'll be because of the way you carry yourself. Confidence is magnetic, and nothing is more attractive to a woman than a man who doesn't need her. She'll see it in the way you walk, in the way you talk, in the way you interact with other women. Women can sense when a man has options, and nothing triggers regret faster than knowing she's no longer one of those options. Here's the kicker. She won't just regret leaving you for the man you've become. She'll regret the fact that you no longer care about her regret. That's when it hits her the hardest. Women want to feel like they have a hold over you, that they can come back whenever they please. But when they realize they've lost that control, the regret becomes unbearable. She'll think about the nights you spent together, the way you looked at her, the things you built together. But you'll be too focused on the future to care. And don't be surprised if she reaches out. She might send a, "Hey, how have you been?" text or like an old photo on your social media, hoping you'll bite. But by then, you'll know better. You won't fall into the trap of nostalgia because you've outgrown her. You've built something bigger, something she can't touch. Her regret isn't your goal. It's the byproduct of your growth. When you focus on becoming the best version of yourself, everything else falls into place. The man who begged for her love is gone, replaced by a man who commands respect. She'll regret leaving you not because you wanted her to, but because you gave her no other choice. And that's the ultimate victory. She walked away thinking you'd be lost without her. But you're not just surviving, you're winning. This isn't the end of your story. It's the rebirth of a stronger, more confident, more powerful version of you. The man who doesn't chase, who doesn't beg, but who builds a life so great that women regret leaving. Comment below, "I'm the man she'll regret losing." If you found value in this video and you're ready to fully embrace this transformation, support the channel by subscribing. When you do, YouTube will recommend this content to more men who need it, and together, we'll create a movement of unstoppable men. Let's build this brotherhood. Subscribe now.